The Talimena Scenic Drive near Mena is definitely one of the prettiest drives in the state, no matter what time of the year you take it, especially during autumn. And it's where we begin this week's show. And then we'll take you back in time, down by the old mill stream at War Eagle Mill near Rogers. And we'll close it all out with a very special area, and unique one at that, called the Devil's Eyebrow, deep in the Ozark National Forest, north of Mulberry. So for now, join us as we take you on up the Talimena National Scenic Byway.
This is the way to see the Ouachita Mountains as going across the Scenic Byway. It's one of the only nationally scenic byways in this part of the country. And it goes from Mena, Arkansas over to close to Talimena, Oklahoma, and it's 54 miles in length. It goes all the way across Rich Mountain as well as Winding Stair Mountain in Oklahoma. And every season of the year offers something unique and unusual, and is well worth the time spent here.
The 18-mile stretch of the byway in Arkansas offers 8 magnificent vistas and points of interest along the way. Each has a scenic turnout, so there's plenty of room alongside the road. Rich Mountain, which Highway 88 runs along the top of, is Arkansas's second highest peak behind Mount Magazine at 2,681 feet. This National Scenic Byway offers mountain vistas unsurpassed in mid-America of forested peaks, valleys, lakes, and streams. The first vista we stopped at is the Blue Haze Vista Overlook. Depending on the time of day and humidity conditions, a blue haze can be seen in the valley. Next along the byway is the Acorn Vista Overlook. The early settlement of Acorn was formerly known as Gourd Neck because of the shape of the valley. The Kansas City Southern Railway passes through this valley. After Acorn, the next vista you'll come to, heading west, is Round Mountain Vista, known as a shut-in valley because no man-made structures can be seen from this overlook. The Eagleton Vista Overlook is next. The small community of Eagleton was established in 1896 with the arrival of the railroad. It was a thriving lumber mill town in the 1920s, but the Great Depression during the 30s shut down the timber industry and Eagleton as well. Eagleton may have been named for the eagles that sometimes can be seen soaring in the updrafts. After Eagleton is the Grand View Vista, and it is just what the name says, a grand view of the Ouachitas and the valley below. It is the widest panoramic vista atop Rich Mountain, offering visitors spectacular views. The Lake Wilhelmina Vista Overlook follows Grand View. The lake was constructed in 1958 and has a reputation as one of the best bluegill fishing lakes in the region. Finally, we come to Queen Wilhelmina State Park. The lodge has been referred to as the Castle in the Sky. The original, built in the late 1800s, was named after Holland's Queen Wilhelmina, since many of the investors were Dutch. There's also another interesting landmark atop Rich Mountain, and that's the old Rich Mountain Fire Tower.
It's the third tower located on that site. There were two other towers previous to the present tower, and even though it's not used for spotting fires any longer, they use airplanes for that job. It's an interesting tie into our history. That's another thing that the higher elevation areas of the mountains were used for in the past. As early as the 1920s, a family named Egger lived at the base of a wooden tower that was previous to the present tower, and manned it and watched for fires and did good work, because we've got a beautiful national forest that's celebrating its 100th year this year, the Ouachita National Forest.
Good to be up here enjoying this for a living every day, I imagine.
Yeah, it is. I do enjoy it. I'm not going to give the money back, but I do enjoy it. I grew up just a little ways from here, and I love this area, and I just love this job and being here, and it's just a great place to be and to work.
So take the drive for yourself atop Rich Mountain near Mena along the Talimena National Scenic Byway and see what this, America's Byway, has to offer as far as enchanting outdoor adventure. Sometimes while exploring Arkansas, we like to show scenes like this, just because. Just because you don't find too many settings like this left in the 21st century, and just because you can't get enough of them. So, let's go down by the old mill stream. War Eagle Mill's picture postcard storybook setting has always been a favorite destination spot in northwest Arkansas. War Eagle Mill is the only working water-powered grist mill in Arkansas, and one of only a few that are left in the entire country. It stands as a symbol of our Ozark heritage, reminding us of the pioneering spirit of our forefathers who ground the harvested grains for the daily table during the 1800s.
In the 1840s, 1850s, the mill was a focal point of the community. Oftentimes, the community was built around the mill because anybody that had any quantity of grain, that even 40 acres of corn, couldn't grind it all themselves. They couldn't pound it all with a mortar and pestle. So the mill was an extremely important place. That lasted through most of the 1800s up until about 1900 to the 1920s. We got to the steel roller mills, and the old grist mills started fading away with burr stones that actually ground the product. The steel roller mills, much like the modern flouring mills, are today. Great big, huge iron or steel rollers that actually crush the product. Nowadays, we're seeing a resurgence of interest in the old grist mill type product again, primarily because there's so much interest in organic products, totally natural, nothing's removed from them, nothing's added to them, no preservatives. People are really getting interested in that again, and so we're seeing a resurgence in that type of food.
Along with the 100-plus-year-old wooden plank bridge, the mill itself holds quite an extensive history.
Sylvanus Blackburn first came to Arkansas here on the War Eagle River in 1832, stayed the winter and built a cabin, which was across the river. There's a modern home around that cabin still today. By 1838, he had the first water-powered grist mill operational here. It operated for 10 years until 1848, and a huge flood washed away his mill and his dam, which was logs and rocks, washed away everything. But the business was good to him, so he came right back in, promptly rebuilt. His second mill lasted until the Civil War, and in 1862, the Confederate Army burned that mill to prevent the Union Army from being able to use it. It remained a ruin until 1873, when Sylvanus's youngest son, James Austin Cameron Blackburn, came back and rebuilt the mill for a third time, installed a water turbine which provided a lot of additional power, and without any floods and without any war, that mill lasted till 1924 and burned in an accidental fire. And the mill that we're in today, the fourth version of the mill, the building was actually erected in 1973 by Zoe Kaywood and her family. But we're sitting on the original 1873 foundation. We've got what's left of the 1873 dam. And the raceway where our wheel sets is the 1873 raceway. So off and on, you could say War Eagle Mill's been in operation for 169 years. But we're the fourth incarnation.
The milling operation still utilizes the original 150-year-old French granite stones. Miller Steve Burgess talked to us about the milling process.
It's an unusual operation, and it's not something you just go flip a switch and start it up with, especially in the cold weather. First, we have to start the wheel, the water wheel, on the cold mornings. We have to let that run for a little while to warm up the belts before we can actually engage the mill to the wheel. If we try to do it too fast, the belts will flop and vibrate, and stuff on the shelves upstairs will fall off. So it's a lot different than most machinery we operate today, because it's a very slow process to start it up and shut it down again in the evening. But it's neat. It's neat. People used to be used to that thing, accustomed to it, but we're not anymore. We expect to flip a switch and go, but that's sure not the way this one works.
So what's it like having the job of a miller, something that only a handful of folks in the country can claim?
It's different, it's interesting. I've learned a lot being here that I didn't know, and I'm not ashamed to tell you I wasn't real smart about organic products, all of the variety, all the different types of grains that there are. I've learned a whole lot. I've even impressed my wife once or twice. So it's been a lot of fun.
By the way, if you do go to War Eagle Mill, by all means, before leaving, go up to the 3rd floor to the Bean Palace restaurant and get you a taste of those beans seasoned with ham, famous War Eagle cornbread, creamy coleslaw, and cobbler for dessert. It'll make you want to slap your mama, as they say. Somewhere deep in the Ozark National Forest, there's an area called Devil's Eyebrow. Very rugged, very remote. In fact, one Forest Service biologist called it the land that time forgot. So, how about we go and explore it? Hiking along with us is Greg Miller and Gary Williams with the U.S. Forest Service. Devil's Eyebrow is a 364-acre area that's located west of White Rock Mountain in the Ozark National Forest. It is known for its unique botanical, geologic, and scenic qualities.
This is an area that is unique. Its geographic features such as the curvature of the boulder, the bluffs and the boulders out here appear from the air to be an eyebrow shape. And that's why, you know, just the geographic features, the land that time forgot theme, and it is such a special area. That's how we got it designated such in the forest plan.
A lot of really neat rock formations.
Everything's unique. You don't find this many trees in such a wild location of their stature that you see here and located in such remote places. Deep soils amidst the large boulders make it, I think, kind of unique. The rock formations and what's going on here with all this is just amazing. It's a really unique and special area. That's why we call it a special interest area. And we hope that people will respect this too, you know, and not come out here and trash it up. As you've walked today, you've not seen much trash at all. Once we get in this area, it's pretty remote and it's pretty clean. There are a lot of places in this forest you go to where people have gone and left their wrappers or the beer cans, accidentally or not. But it's something that most people don't like to see. And this is a clean area, and we hope to keep it that way.
As Gary Williams mentioned, many of the trees in the Devil's Eyebrow area are quite old and statuesque.
Yeah, this is an old white oak tree. It's been here, gosh, 150 maybe, 200 years. It's huge by anyone's standards on the forest. It's been here a long time. Hasn't been touched, which is amazing when you consider the Ozark National Forest was cut over in the late 1800s, early 1900s. Well, these old trees up here are growing in a unique spot that's well removed from anything else. And we realized that probably the reason why this wasn't logged was because of the cobblestone that you have to cross over to get in here. And I would imagine the early loggers did not want to break the legs of their mules and trying to log something like this. So we think that's why this place is here, pristine like it is. But as you notice, many of the trees in this area are dead. The red oaks, killed by the red oak borer. And we're hoping that a few will survive. There's some showing possibility that they will survive the red oak borer attack. But this one measured 41.5 inches, which is a pretty good estimate by someone in our group. But I think this is one of those amazing oaks in this special area.
Along our 3.5 mile or so hike, mainly all bushwhacking, we covered quite a few points of interest. A little crossing over a natural bridge leads up a hill to a spring. Farther along, there's the Valley Overlook Point, and depending on the time of the year, the view can be quite stunning. An indentation in a bluff, which has been called the Devil's Lips, has given this bluff the name Kiss Bluff. Legend has it if you kiss these lips, good luck will come your way within 48 hours. I can't reach them anyway. After Kiss Bluff, there is a little lookout which overlooks the South Valley. To get between the two valleys of Devil's Eyebrow, there's an opening in a bluff referred to as the Gateway. Bushwhacking past this point, you'll eventually reach another bluff that is quite unique. In fact, it's called Easter Island Bluff because it resembles the unusual statues on Easter Island in the South Pacific. As far as unusual botanical features in Devil's Eyebrow, the so-called Devil's Walking Stick caught our attention, but I don't think I'd want to grab it and use it for that. The U.S. Forest Service plans for Devil's Eyebrow are not necessarily to build a physical trail, but rather to establish a geo-reference trail system to use with the GPS unit.
We're hoping to just provide the coordinates to people, and they can choose to go to this coordinate first and that coordinate next, so that there's not a developed actually trail system. They can follow their heart's desire, so to speak, when traveling through the woods. Much like we did when we developed this, is we just took off and went out through the woods and found these places. And what's really also neat about this is that if someone comes out here and they're exploring in other places around here and find something that's really interesting, they can GPS that location, take a photo of it, and send it to us and see if it may be something that we can add to the geo-reference trail system. I think that's a pretty cool idea.
So explore the Devil's Eyebrow area for yourself if you dare, deep in the Ozark National Forest north of Mulberry. Or go back in time down by the old mill stream at War Eagle Mill near Rogers. But if you don't do any of that, by all means, take a drive along the Talimena National Scenic Byway atop Rich Mountain near Mena. And for more on these destinations, or to order a copy of an episode, visit our website, aetn.org/exploringarkansas. And we'll see you again the next time for another exciting adventure on Exploring Arkansas.